Relationships thrive on open communication. It's the cornerstone of any strong partnership, allowing both individuals to express their thoughts, feelings, and desires openly and honestly. Without this foundation, misunderstandings and resentment can build up over time, leading to a breakdown in the relationship. This is especially true when discussing sensitive desires. Today, we're discussing cuckolding, a topic that can be challenging for many couples to approach. It's important to remember that every relationship is unique, and what works for one couple may not work for another. The key is to approach the conversation with an open mind and a willingness to understand each other's perspectives. This conversation requires a foundation of trust and respect. Without these elements, it can be difficult to navigate the complexities of such a sensitive topic. Trust allows both partners to feel safe and secure in expressing their true feelings, while respect ensures that each person's boundaries and comfort levels are honored. Our goal is to help you understand yourself and your partner better. By fostering open communication and mutual understanding, you can create a stronger, more resilient relationship. It's about exploring your desires together and finding common ground that satisfies both partners. We aim to foster open communication in your relationship. This means being honest about your feelings and listening to your partner without judgment. It's about creating a safe space where both of you can share your thoughts and desires freely. Remember, this is a delicate topic. It's important to approach it with sensitivity and care. Take your time and don't rush the conversation. Allow each other the space to process and reflect on what is being discussed. Approach it with empathy and understanding. Every relationship is unique, and it's crucial to recognize and respect each other's feelings and boundaries. Empathy allows you to see things from your partner's perspective, fostering a deeper connection and mutual respect. What works for one couple may not work for another. It's about finding what feels right for both of you. This means being open to compromise and willing to explore different possibilities together. There's no right or wrong answer here. Every couple's journey is different, and it's important to find what works best for you and your partner. It's about creating a relationship that is fulfilling and satisfying for both of you. It's about finding what feels right for both of you. By maintaining open communication, trust, and respect, you can navigate even the most challenging topics together, strengthening your bond and deepening your connection. Cuckolding is a form of sexual fantasy that has been around for centuries. It is often misunderstood and can be a complex topic to navigate. It involves one partner becoming aroused by the idea of their partner engaging sexually with someone else. This fantasy can take many forms and varies greatly from one couple to another. This often involves a power dynamic, where one partner may feel a sense of control or dominance, while the other experiences submission or vulnerability. These roles can be fluid and change over time. One partner might be the cuckold, who derives pleasure from their partner's infidelity, while the other seeks experiences outside the relationship. This dynamic can be consensual and negotiated between both partners. It's important to remember that cuckolding is a fantasy and does not necessarily reflect a desire for actual infidelity. Communication and trust are key components in exploring this fantasy safely. It doesn't necessarily reflect a desire for actual infidelity. For many, it's about the thrill of the taboo and the emotional intensity it brings. For some, it's about exploring power dynamics within a relationship. This can lead to a deeper understanding of each other's desires and boundaries. For others, it's about experiencing jealousy or surrender in a safe and controlled environment. This can enhance intimacy and trust between partners as they navigate their fantasies together. Ultimately, cuckolding is a personal and unique experience for each couple. It's essential to approach it with open communication, mutual consent, and a willingness to explore each other's fantasies in a respectful and loving manner. Before discussing cuckolding with your partner, take time for self-reflection. Understanding your own desires and motivations is crucial. Why does this dynamic appeal to you? What feelings does it evoke? Consider how this fantasy fits into your relationship goals. Is it about seeking novelty, exploring power dynamics, or addressing unmet needs within your relationship? Honest self-reflection will help you communicate effectively with your partner. Choose the right time and place to talk. It should be a private setting where you both feel comfortable and safe. Initiate the conversation with love and respect. You can say something like, "I want to talk about something important to me. I value our relationship and I want to be open with you." Avoid accusatory language or placing blame. This conversation is about sharing your feelings and desires, not judging each other. Remember, vulnerability fosters intimacy. Section 5. Navigating the conversation. Start by expressing your feelings and explaining why you're interested in exploring this topic. Be prepared for your partner's reaction. They might be surprised, confused, or even uncomfortable. Listen actively to their perspective without interrupting or becoming defensive. Use I statements to express your feelings and needs. For example, instead of saying "you never satisfy my needs," try "I feel curious about exploring this fantasy, and I want to understand if it's something we could explore together." Section 6. Exploring together. If your partner is open to discussing cuckolding further, explore the topic together. There are resources available such as books, articles, and even relationship counselors specializing in alternative relationship models. Approach these resources with an open mind and a willingness to learn from each other. Remember, communication is key throughout this process. Discuss any concerns, fears, or boundaries openly and honestly. Section 7. Setting boundaries. Setting clear boundaries is crucial if you choose to explore cuckolding. Boundaries help ensure that both partners feel safe, respected, and understood. They create a framework within which both individuals can express their desires and concerns without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. This includes emotional, physical, and sexual boundaries. Emotional boundaries might involve discussing how much emotional involvement with others is acceptable. Physical boundaries could include what types of physical contact are allowed. Sexual boundaries are about what sexual activities are permissible and which are not. Discuss what behaviors are acceptable and what is off limits for both of you. This conversation should be ongoing as boundaries can change over time. It's important to revisit these discussions regularly to ensure that both partners are still comfortable with the established limits. For example, you might agree on specific limits regarding sexual acts, emotional involvement with others, or time spent outside the relationship. Writing these boundaries down can help both partners remember and respect them, or time spent outside the relationship. It's also important to consider how these boundaries will be communicated to any third parties involved. Clear communication can prevent misunderstandings and ensure that everyone is on the same page. It's also important to establish a safe word or phrase that either partner can use at any time to stop an interaction or conversation if they feel uncomfortable. This safe word acts as an immediate signal that something is wrong and needs to be addressed. It ensures that both partners have a way to express their discomfort without having to explain in the moment. Remember, setting boundaries is not a one-time event but an ongoing process. It requires continuous communication, trust, and mutual respect. By setting and respecting boundaries, you can create a healthier and more fulfilling relationship dynamic. Section 8. Seeking professional guidance. Navigating sensitive desires like cuckolding can be complex. Consider seeking professional guidance from a therapist or counselor specializing in relationships and sexuality. They can provide a safe and non-judgmental space to explore your feelings and navigate this terrain together. Remember, a fulfilling and loving relationship is possible regardless of your sexual interests. The key is open communication, mutual respect, and a willingness to understand and support each other's needs and desires.